Hello everyone, and thank you all very much for joining us today, and welcome to the session on 5 tools for preparing your CDP data for verification. My name is Ruth, and I'm part of the partnerships team at CDP UK. For those of you who don't know, as a bit of background, CDP is a not-for-profit charity that runs the global disclosure system for investors, companies, cities, states, and regions to manage their environmental impacts. We are very proud to be working with Greenstone, who are a gold accredited solutions provider, supporting our many disclosing companies to measure and act on their impacts. This particular webinar is a part of our bite-sized webinar series, which is being delivered by our gold partners as thought leaders in the sustainability space and is designed to improve your understanding of different sustainability topics and also provide you with an opportunity to ask the experts any questions you may have. I'm delighted to introduce you to today's speaker, David Wynn, Greenstone's Chief Product Officer. And before I hand over to David, I'd just like to mention that this session is being recorded and that the slides will be made available to everybody who registered after the webinar. That's it from me. Thank you very much. And over to you, David.
Great, thank you, Ruth. I'm David Wynn, very pleased to be here representing Greenstone as part of this bite-sized webinar. So today we will be going through thinking about some of the tools for verification. As a bit of background, Greenstone is a gold accredited provider through CDP. We're also part of the GRI and SASB software programs. And we've been providing ESG software solutions to companies for 15 years to help them manage their sustainability data and reporting through our software solutions. So in terms of today's agenda, I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of robust data sets for verification, and then how software can enable accurate and robust reporting through data. And then we'll have a chat about 5 key tools that can help you prepare for third-party verification. So some of those are functional tools that software solutions can provide, but some of them are management tools as well. So things within the organization that you can have in your toolkit to help prepare for validation of your data. We've got quite a bit to cover, but hopefully we'll have time for some questions. So please do send any questions through on the chat and we will try and pick those up at the end. So I wanted to just start off with some key tips to think about how you manage data. So in terms of thinking about data verification, if we go way back to the start of things, it's very important to firstly plan the data collection process. So one of the key sets of data that companies will have verified is their greenhouse gas emissions data. And the first step is really important to understand where that data sits across the business. It will commonly be owned by different individuals or teams across the organization. And so step one, really starting out, is to define where that data needs to come from before then engaging with data managers and then approvers of that data. Software obviously helps with data collection, but ultimately software is only as good as the process that it's embedded within. So within an organization, it's really important to think about having a clear process and a defined process for how you're managing your data, because that will really lay the foundations for having a data set that's ready for verification. So to do that, you want to schedule regular data collection and steps in terms of the frequency of data, the deadlines, the key milestones within there. And we work with companies where they want to move their ESG data management from being a project to a program. And when starting out, it can often be a project for somebody or for a team. It's a maybe annual process. And so now the importance of carbon data means that it's really needs to be treated as a program. And so that data collection becomes an ongoing process. And then, of course, fundamentally thinking about timelines. So what is the timeline for the verification process? And then working back from that in terms of the steps that need to happen internally prior to being ready for verification.